Hello, Gemini. Predictably, I'm getting something through about rabbits. I keep seeing rabbits for you because I call you Gem Rabbit. So there may be an opportunity for some abundance here, some growth in some kind of aspect of your life. What else am I getting? I'm seeing a lot of number patterns again, double numbers. I was getting it a lot last week. It went away. It's back again in your reading. I went to get my phone and it was 11:44, so double 11, double 4, and my battery was at 77%. So a lot of double numbers there. So watch out for those. I could see corn, like like corn on the cob, but it was still in its leaves. So that could be something for somebody. If not, just leave it. What else? I was getting this kind of irritable energy, like people being noisy around you. Or it could just be like it's something to do with having a lot of people in your energy. So it's like, say you've been spending a lot of time with friends, you've been at work, it's like you need peace and quiet, you need space to yourself. But it could be that there's like, you live in a house with a busy family. It's like, I don't know if some of you are trying to, finding it hard to get that quiet time, but you really need it, because they're showing me sort of like, say you had an aura, right? You had like a bubble around you. They're showing me kind of like dark spots on your aura. So like, almost like other people's energy imprinting your energy. So you may be particularly empathic at the moment. You may be particularly, it just feels like, it's almost like, say you went to a lot of different places, a lot of different crowds, you'd be more likely to get sick, right? You'd get more likely to pick up some kind of bug. And it's the same kind of thing with your aura. So if you're spending a lot of time with a lot of different groups of people, going out a bit more now that lockdown restrictions are easing, it's like all their stuff, all their energy is imprinting on your energy. So I'm getting that you really need to like cleanse your aura. I don't know, Palo Santo, salt bath, whatever it is you need to do. Yeah, it's like your aura's like sick. So you need to like refresh your aura, so cleanse your aura in whatever way that feels appropriate to you. Meditate, go out for a walk, spend time in nature, have a salt bath, whatever you need to do, because it just feels like, it's almost like you have to blow the dust off your aura is the way it's coming through. It's like you've got dust spots and you have to so maybe you've done that. Maybe you've had some kind of like circular glass object, a bit like, if I just kind of lean forward here, sorry, I'm a bit scruffy today. So yeah, they are a bit dusty actually. So you can see I've got this paperweight, and it's like you have to blow the dust off. So something like that for somebody. What else? You may want to eat more. Again, I'm not a dietitian or a doctor, so your dietary needs best. But if it's appropriate for you, you may want to drink more clear water and eat food with a high water content. I'm hearing sodium as well, something about salt and sodium, because they gave me salt before and I didn't want to recommend it to you because I thought, well, salt can be quite bad for people. I thought I don't feel comfortable recommending that, but they just gave me sodium. So there could be something to do with the sodium levels in your body. I'm not trying to freak anyone out here. Just take it if it's relevant, leave it if it isn't. I've just given you what they're giving me. And obviously whatever you're doing, do it like with like a healthy dietary advice, like speak to your doctor, whatever you need to do. It may be nothing, it may be for one person, right? So don't panic. Yeah, but something about sodium and kind of fruit and vegetables that are rich in water. So cucumber, celery, watermelon is kind of what they showed me. The Wonder Why by Wolf Alice was the song that randomized for you. So whatever you take from that. And that led me to something to do with like almost like a Schrodinger's cat situation for you, where you're it's like, if you never open the box, you never know what's inside it. So you can imagine anything. It could be whatever you want. So there's something to do with like imagination and potential. Maybe that's why I was seeing the rabbits as well. Like the potential of something. So it could even be like, maybe you're friends with somebody and you really like them, but you don't want to say anything or do anything, because then you'd open the box. Then they might turn around and say, I'm not interested. Or then you might get into a relationship and think, oh, we're better off just being friends. And it's like, well, then you'd know. And it's like the bubble would have been popped. Maybe that's what it's like again with this bubble imagery. Like, you don't want to burst the bubble. You don't want to ruin the fantasy. So it's like, I'm just not going to say anything. is the way it's coming through, which I don't know, because you're not accessing that potential. I mean, maybe it's something to do with it remains as potential energy, like, because potential energy is quite strong. It's like that hummingbird energy, and it's like if you open it, then it's released and you lose that source of energy. I don't know. Again, take anything that's relevant, leave anything that's not. I'm just kind of spitballing what comes through. So, gems, I've got a nice reading for you today because we did the shadow work last week. So today what we're doing is your inner strength, and it may be that you don't recognize this in yourself, but it's what your guides are telling you is your inner strength, your core strength. And it may not be all the time. It may just be right now, right? It may be subtly throughout your life. And we're also going to ask, what do other people like about you? What do other people see as your strengths, as your best qualities? So there's an internal and external view of your best qualities. So let's see. Gemini, Wednesday's reading for Gemini energy. Wednesday's reading for Gemini energy. What is their strength? What's their core strength, their inner strength? Knight of Wands, right, really going for what you want, being confident, being courageous, being intuitive, really being quite ballsy and upfront and direct, really like taking action towards the things that you want. You have this ability, whether you act on it or you don't. Your instincts are a strength for you right now, I guess. Let's pop that there. I just do need to check that you can see. Yeah, I'm not quite sure where the boundaries are of the view. So again, that could be something like the boundaries. What do other people see as Gemini's best qualities? Wow, okay, 9 of Wands. You can persevere through things. You're like the wounded warrior. People see your struggle. People see you going through things that are tough. Life experiences, challenges, and you don't give up. You don't give up. It's like when people see you as somebody, when life knocks you down, you pick yourself up and you keep going. You're very, very strong in that way. That's how somebody, at least one person, right? Could be a group of people. Somebody perceives you that way. The Emperor on the underline there, which is lovely actually, because I always say the 9 of Wands, this perseverance, learning how to get back on the horse when life knocks you down is a key quality. It's a key lesson that the Emperor needs to learn. So if you're moving towards Emperor energy, then this is what makes the Emperor a true Emperor as well, and not a false Emperor. So don't worry about gender, he, she, they. Anyone can be an Emperor energy. It just really means that you're, taking action, taking the lead at the moment in your own life. This is your strength at the moment. And it's coming from situations where you've had to really be quite dogged with it. Okay, so tell me more, please, about the core strength of Gemini. The core strength of Gemini, please. The Knight of Wands, right? That's really interesting. You've got the Knight of Wands, sorry, the King of Wands. The Muse of Inspiration is the King of Wands. So you've got the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands, because this is what happens. So the Knight of Wands is a younger energy than the King of Wands. The Knight of Wands is, I can definitely see it as Gemini energy, especially kind of the more younger Gemini energy. So wanting to go out, wanting to have a good time, wanting to do the things that really excite you. It's like, that looks fun, I'm going to go and do it. But then I think when you encounter problems, especially when you can't have something you really, really want, it teaches you about patience, it teaches you about perseverance, it teaches you about how to be strong when you're going through things that are painful. So that actually again leads you into a much more mature energy, like the King of Inspiration. Now the King of Inspiration is just as passionate as the Knight of Wands. He, she, they, take it as it's relevant to you. We're talking about you, the person watching. Do flip it though. If you feel like I'm talking about somebody that you're connected with or you're cross-watching, more than free to apply this as it fits you. But I'm intending to read for Gemini energy. So the Muse of Inspiration then is, they're still as passionate as the Knight of Wands, but they're much more reserved. So they have, through situations like this, they've been taught patience, they've been taught how to pull back on the reins of their desire. So it brings them a much more mature, harnessed attitude to the things that they're passionate about. So you may want to apply it in terms of this person may be a little bit of a player, maybe a bit younger, going out experimenting, figuring out what they like, what they want, what works for them. The King of Wands knows what works for them. They know what makes them passionate. They know what turns them on. They know what lights that spark inside them. So they're not as experimental. They're more willing to kind of wait and really be quite selective about how they apply that passionate energy. They still will take action. They'll take very impassioned action towards the things that they want. They just know there's an element of divine timing. So they're more patient, I would say, than the Knight of Wands. So that's your strength. Your strength is learning how to harness your passions, how to wait, how to be patient, how to apply that passionate nature in kind of optimal ways, not just to light a spark and have it burn out quickly. This is like more of a roaring fire energy. So tell me more about how people perceive this Gemini energy. Wow, okay, you've got 4 cards. I'm not going to read the description of all of these. There's the Emperor again. So that's the Emperor twice. The Death card. Now, I'm not going to say that anyone is dying. If that's your situation, you already know. I'm not going to scare anyone. So you're either already going through it or it means something different. If you are in a situation where... I'll read it the first way first. I'll read it the most difficult way first. But if this isn't your situation, don't panic. It's just one way of reading the cards. I'll give you the alternatives. So if you know this, you may have a father figure who is facing death. It may be somebody who's a provider. It could be, if it's not a literal father who's dying, it could be something to do with like a workplace. It could be a boss, a CEO. Whatever this is, there's this, it feels like there's something quite long and drawn out where you have this figure who is a leader of some kind of group, a leader of a family, a leader of a household situation, because the Ten of Pentacles tells me that this is something where material things are shared with other people. There's a group of people on this card. So again, it could be workplace, household, something where people share material things. This is the leader. There's an ending, a complete ending to this situation. So either somebody's literally passing away, could be the head of a family, a boss of a workplace, or the Death card doesn't always necessarily mean literal death. It tends to mean a complete end to a situation, like something that there's no going back, right? So it could be whatever this situation is, it is ending. And it's been a long drawn out process. But within this, what's coming from this and what comes out of this with this kind of rebirth energy, because it's always death and rebirth. You know, when one situation ends, there's a new situation. You get this Page of Inspiration energy. And this is what people see about you. So it could be that what they see is that when you're faced with difficult circumstances, when you're faced with long drawn out endings or long trials where things are falling away, things aren't working anymore, things are falling apart, you find the new, you find the innovation, because this Page of Inspiration is like the baby energy from this family of cards. It's like you look for the new, you have new ideas. You don't see endings as endings, you see endings as opportunities. So even if it's painful, and this is a card that tells me it's a difficult process, look at all this colour that comes after it. Look at all this imagination, this this beauty, this potential. So here's the potential. And it's got the cat on there. So this is telling me, this is referring to that Schrodinger's cat thing that I was getting, the potential energy. Yeah, it's, you see the potential, you see the opportunities, you see the potential when there's difficult situations and difficult endings, is how I'm going to read that one. Okay. They're giving me take a sad song and make it better. Take a sad song and make it better. Something in your heart. Is it the Beatles, or is it Beatles or John Lennon or something? To make it better. I'm going to make a note of that song and look it up and pop it in your description box down below. Take a sad song and make it better. Okay. You're very strong. And it's because of the temperance energy. Look, it's because you're patient, because you believe in divine timing, because the need to, it's almost like there's a long drawn out process that's like forced upon you. There's a long journey that you've been dealing with for a while. It could also be that you lead people through difficult endings. You lead people to the other side of something. I'm just seeing this card here where there's this figure passing through this energy. It's like almost like this is a gateway. It's almost like these two figures here are representing. Can you see the two figures on this death card? So it's like you're approaching this gateway. You're approaching this death and rebirth energy. Can you see there's two people on this card? There's two sides to this gate. So you're approaching this gate, and I feel like it is difficult. Can you see the spider webs here? So the spider webs is, you know, if you imagine, like if you think of like Minecraft, if you're trying to pass through the spider webs, they're sticky. It's difficult to move. So the closer you get to this gateway, the stickier it is. The harder it is to persevere, to push through. And can you see how they move away? So I'm kind of seeing this figure on this path moving towards these two figures as almost like this emperor energy. It's like, can you see there's like little people as well following? And there are other people on this card as well. It's like you're leading the others. You're like pushing ahead. You're doing the most difficult part. You're pushing through the spider webs, which clears the way for the other people to follow. So this is you. You're like, sort of like, come with me. I know the way. Sending out vibrations to other people. So the other people are following these vibrations. They're pushing through this. And it's like, well, then as you know, here's all those people following you, right? You're leading them through to the other side of a situation, a sticky situation. You're pushing through a sticky situation, leading others through. And it's like, as you push through, as you get through that most difficult part, I feel very sick all of a sudden. It's like these two figures fall away then. It's like they get caught in their own trap almost. You see, it's like now they're, you know, they held all the power. They were looking down on you, holding all the power. But you, as soon as you pushed through their energy, they broke away and got entangled in like their own snares. So this could be talking about like, maybe it's something to do with work. Maybe there is some kind of ending that's happening at work, or like some kind of situation that's been very, very difficult. And you kind of get into the end of that now. You're getting to the, you know, the tipping over point. And it's like, as soon as you it's almost like as soon as you get to that 10 of Wands, it's like these people who perhaps they look down on you, perhaps they're like, I'm getting kind of like a snaring energy. They snare at you, they make things difficult for you. It could be people at work, like bosses or something, who make things difficult for you, you know, who cause problems. Like all of a sudden, like you burst through as this almost like this moth energy, like in this almost like butterfly like rebirth, right? You've gone through it, you're free of it now, you're clear of it. Where these people, it's almost like it's like there's nothing they can do then. You've gone, it could be like you've gone for a promotion, you're suddenly higher than they are, there's nothing they can do about it. And it's like, maybe it's like, you know, people who are like bitchy at work, and then you suddenly get some kind of success, you get promoted over them, and they have to kind of like eat the words. It kind of feels like that energy of like, or everybody has been listening to these people who are like, you know, they're low vibrational. They don't come across as nice people. So it's almost like it's like they've shot themselves in the foot or something. Like everybody can see like you come out redeemed, you come out as the good guy, and these people are, it's almost like the bitchiness has laid a trap for themselves, because you come out of it clear on the other side. You come out of it as the page of inspiration. I'm sorry I'm reading it like this. It's the reading's kind of gone off the rails, but I feel like this message wanted to come through, because can you see again, it's like can you see how this moon is kind of shining on you? Now it's giving me that other Wolf Alice song, does its light shine on you? And it's like, yes, it does, but you've got to push through these kind of negative voices who feel like they're higher up, right? They feel like they're in a more senior position, or at least they feel like they're better than you. They feel like they're more deserving of something. So they're criticizing you, they're putting you down, but you just show up. You just show up and you persevere. And it's like, well, no, I'm not going home. I'm not going home like crying with my tail between my legs because you're bullies. It's like, I'm going to keep my eyes on the prize. I'm going to set my goal and I'm going to push through. And it's like, you do push through. And then when you're on the other side, can you see how it's like you're still like kind of sending out these vibrations? I feel like you're on a high vibration, right? Other people are picking up on your vibration. So no wonder I was getting that imagery of like your aura and the dust on it and the dirt around it, which is caused by like these other people around you. You like blow it, you can blast that off, you can blow that dust away. I feel like that's what this is. This is like the moment of like you bursting through and like your energy just blowing away, and you know, all that dirt. So yeah, and then you're on the other side then, and you're kind of like sending out these vibrations to other people so that they can follow you. And then this light here that's been drawing you through, you know, this light on the other side that's been pulling you through, it's all of a sudden, it's very, very creative. There's, excuse me, my nose squeaked. Like that's where all the potential energy is. It's funny, I've never noticed this before, but she's kind of doing yoga here. So again, like you may want to do, it's just like protect your energy, protect your vibrations, because your vibrations are leading you and a group through to something better on the other side. It's like it feels like a much more free, where you've been on quite a narrow path as you've been kind of like forging ahead here with all this like wand energy, very determined wand energy. Like this path's really narrow, right? It's a really narrow path that you're passing through. But then, like, can you see how you can spread your wings? There's expansion on the other side. So it could be talking about like breaking through the glass ceiling, that kind of energy. And it's like, and then maybe this is the glass ceiling, right? This kind of blue colour here. Can you see this? So this is almost like the glass ceiling, and you have broken through it. And now that energy can come through, like that creative potential is now open to you. So it's like, let the cats out. Maybe it's like, let the cat out of the bag. Now they give me, who let the cats out? Let the cats out. Let Schrodinger's cat out. Because that's how you access this energy. Right, okay, I'm leaving that reading there. That's the message that wanted to come through. So there you go. Your strength is perseverance. Your strength is knowing what you want, continuing through difficult, challenging circumstances. And other people can see this in you, and they follow your good example. They follow the path that you're setting for them, because there's good stuff on the other side of that glass ceiling. Let me just double check, because I have got another deck that I haven't used yet. Is there anything else you want to tell me about these two figures? What are the two figures, please? Yeah, not your Two of Cups. There's something like not walking away. Yeah, these people, they don't match you on a vibrational level. They're not your friends. You probably have an idea of who these people are. I do feel like it's two people, not your friends. They're not on your wavelength. They don't create good energy with you. But why is the Eight of Cups in reverse? It's like not walking away. I feel like you're not walking away from this challenge. You're not, because that's what's kind of picking up on there. It's like you're not going away crying with your tail between your legs. You're facing this. You're passing through it. Like refusing to, yeah, whatever you're doing it with a huge amount of love. I feel like you're going for some sort of, there is something on the other side of this. Like, again, it could be like a job offer, a opportunity, a position at work. Or you've got the seed of an idea. There's something you want to implement, but you have to get through these kind of like negative Nancy voices. But whatever you're doing it with love. You're doing it with an open heart. You're doing it from a place of compassion. Very meditative. Again, this meditating energy, right? You're acting from a higher vibrational place, and that's what's getting you through this. So tell me about, I feel like I know everything I need to know about that now. What's the potential on the glass ceiling? What's this Schrodinger's cat business about? What's the potential on the other side? Could be like somebody seeing your potential getting you through this. A little bit secretive here. You're very healing. Your energy is very, very healing to again, whatever you're doing it with from the heart here. And this Three of Swords is like heartache, pain, heartache. The Three of Wands can be waiting for your ships to come in, waiting for your ships to come in, waiting for a return on your investment, having made a decision but not being able to move, which is heartbreaking, it's painful. But here, this is healing. It comes in with this star energy. It could be like recognition. It could be that you've been waiting for a job, you've been waiting for an opportunity, you've been waiting for recognition for a long, long time, feeling like it's never coming in for you, which is causing this Nine of Wands energy. But you persevere. You know what you want. You've had you've made your mind up. But it's the waiting that's causing the pain here. It's the waiting that's causing this Nine of Wands energy. But it's a strength. It is a strength for you, because it's taking you, like I say, into this kind of more emperor-like energy of forging ahead, being able to forge ahead, because it's like, you know, I've picked myself up so many times. I know how to do it now. I know how, you know, when I'm faced with these difficult energies, I know how to push through that. And then it comes with this, either a sense of it, it's like a recognition of your potential. It heals that for you. It heals that pain of having to wait. But I think it also inspires other people as well, because it is a very inspiring card, the Star card. You've held on. You see, you've really held on, and it's been hard holding on. You know, it's been like painful. I feel like you've kind of almost been like dragged along with something, or something's been dragged out, and it's like you could have let go. They're showing me, I don't know if it's from a film or something. It's like cowboys, you know, like horses and carriage, like a horse and carriage, and like you're like holding onto the reins, but you're being dragged along behind, right? And it's hurting you, but you're refusing to let go, because that carriage is like taking you where you want to go, but it's painful, right? But you held on, and most people would have let go. Most people would have let go and not passed through whatever that challenging energy is, but you did. And they're giving me break on through to the other side again by the doors. So it feels like this is an ongoing message that keeps coming through in my reading. So it could be for more than people who would typically be like Gemini sun sign. It could be the Gemini energy in the collective messages that are coming through, because it does feel related to kind of like the lion readings where it's like they're both trying to push through. Maybe that's what it is. Because this is very Leo-like energy. And I had this thing about Leos butting heads, like almost like both trying to push through on opposite sides of a door, but you can't get through the door because you're both pushing from the, you know, from each side. It's like that door's not going to open because the energy's equivalent. So this is almost like a taking a different route to get to the other side. Okay. All right, take that if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't, and keep powering through, gems, because you know where you're going, and you're going to get through that challenging energy. It's like the last push is the hardest push, right? But then it's done, it's over. If you want to talk about birth metaphors, take care, best of luck with that, and I hope you've enjoyed. Leave me a like, share with your friends, it helps me out. Geminis, when you show up en masse, so I appreciate that about you. Yeah, stealth watchers always welcome as well. Do take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye, gems.